Yo, what is up, you guys? It's Dominator here, and I am back with another Pokemon tutorial video. I got something real special today. So, a lot of you may know I've been shiny hunting for Sinistea, authentic Sinistea, because I think it's one of the coolest things, just a really rare shiny to get. And as you can see on my layout right now, I'm on Phase 8. And I moved to Crown Tundra, so I've been getting a lot more Sinesteas, and I have 5 Phonies for now. But I've had some pretty trash luck. You may know that I haven't had a video out in a while, but I've just been double odds, and it's just luck of the draw. I haven't really gotten anything. So, but someone has found out an insane way to make it pretty darn easy to get shiny authentic Sinistea. Now, I was actually gonna test this myself, but when I thought about it, I didn't think it was worth it because I didn't know it was going to be as effective as it is. But I just tested this method out and it worked the first try. So basically, shout out to Anubis on Twitter. They have tweeted out a bunch of mechanics on the game. It's the knockout mechanic, which, if you don't know, in Sword and Shield there is a knockout mechanic where if you knock out an overworld spawn Pokemon that isn't a strong spawn, one that just appears in tall grass, for example, like Zigzagoon on Route 1 or whatever it spawns, and then Sinistea in the Old Cemetery, if you knock out that Pokemon, it apparently has a 50% chance to spawn that same Pokemon in, as in like the same kind of Pokemon, not like the exact same Pokemon. It has a 50% chance to spawn that Pokemon in on the next spawn. So what Anubis found out is that it was actually about 50%, and on top of that, he mentioned that it works for forms, so it works for authentic Sinesteas. So, unfortunately, if you do not have the Crown Tundra, you cannot use this method. You have to have the Crown Tundra, because that's the only place where Sinistea spawns in the overworld. But I have tested this. I found my first authentic Sinistea, I knocked it out, and the next spawn was an authentic Sinistea. So, 50% chance. This is a really good method. This will make it so that odds are my next phase will be a shiny authentic Sinistea, and that really excites me. Now, the trade-off is that obviously the encounters are going to be way slower, but I'm going to show you how you can set this hunt up and how you can effectively get it where I'm at so you can get just a bunch of authentic Sinistea checks at once. So, before we begin, make sure you leave a like on the video and subscribe if you're new. We're on our way to 5,000 subscribers. Also, make sure you follow Anubis on Twitter. I will leave his link in the description. I will also, follow me on Twitter too. It's on the layout. We get some good stuff. I post my shinies. I post Pokemon Go stuff. I post a bunch of stuff. So follow me on Twitter. Follow Anubis on Twitter. Shout out to him. This makes me so excited that he figured this out, that it's a 50% spawn rate, because I was going to try it, and I was like, it's not going to be worth it, because if I somehow find an authentic Sinistea, knock it out, and the odds are it's going to increase that spawn rate slightly, but I'd have to check each one, because if I accidentally KO a phony Sinistea, it won't work. So this is the best method of doing this, because it's the 50% increase. Let me show you how you set this up. Right here, this Sinistea I have right here is an authentic Sinistea. I am going to pretend, for the sake of this video, that it is not an authentic Sinistea, though, and pretend it's a phony. So to get your first authentic Sinistea, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to save your game when you find a Sinistea spawn before you encounter it, like so, because the Pokemon is generated in the overworld. All of its things, even its shiny value, are determined right now. So this will always be an authentic Sinistea because I saved, but for the sake of this video, I'm going to pretend it's a phony. You encounter the Sinistea. Obviously, it's not shiny. I would have known if it was shiny because I would have saved. But what you can do to check if it's authentic or not is to either wait for its idle animation. If you don't know, Sinistea has an idle animation where it will spin around and show you if it's authentic or phony. That can take too long, though, so the best method would be to go to your bag, just go to Pokeballs. Quick Ball, I believe, is the highest catch rate initially. After that, I think it's Repeat Ball or Dusk Ball at night. So, we're going to want to catch it. It's a crit catch, which is pretty likely because I have the full dex, and it's pretty high catch anyway. So, we caught the Sinistea. Do I want to give Sinistea a nickname? No, we don't want to give it a nickname. And then you can check your bag to see if it's authentic or phony by having a chipped pot or a cracked pot. You can check if it's a cracked pot, because if it says it's incompatible with the cracked pot, then it's not a phony. It's an authentic. So I have the chipped pot here, and it says it's compatible, meaning it's authentic. However, if I do not have a chip pot, because they're pretty rare to get, you get them from, I believe it's Stow On Side. There's that Bargain Mart guy that gives you an item every day. You can re-roll that over and over again, but it's a pretty low chance you get a chipped pot. I only have one, and I've done it a lot. You can still check with a cracked pot. I have 20 of these things. You just check, and if it's incompatible, it's authentic. If it is compatible, it's a phony. So you want to have it be compatible with the chipped pot and incompatible with the cracked pot. So obviously, this one's authentic. I already knew that, but we're going to pretend it wasn't authentic. We're going to close out our game because we don't want to just keep wasting our Pokeballs and doing this over and over again. We're going to reset, and we're going to be right where we were before I encountered the authentic Sinistea. Alright, so we knew this one was phony, quote-unquote. It's authentic, but we're going to pretend it's phony. We're just going to encounter it again. It's not going to be shiny. It'll never be shiny because this one is already generated. Then we just run from it, get rid of it. Wait for another Sinistea to spawn. Let's see if one spawns here. It does not, so we just gotta look around for a Sinistea. And there's one right here. So then, from here, you check another one, you save right in front of this one, encounter it, rinse and repeat, check to see if it's authentic or phony, and you just do that until you find an authentic. But, I already found an authentic, so we're gonna reset the game, go back into it, and we have our authentic already, which, by the way, it only took me 8 encounters to get an authentic Sinistea in every weather except for foggy and snowstorm, because there's just plain snowing and there's like the blizzard one. Every weather, phony Sinistea has a 19% encounter rate and authentic has a 1% encounter rate, meaning that it's a 1 in 20 chance you get an authentic. I got lucky and it only took me 8 encounters to find the authentic on this one. And if you're in the snowstorm, which is like the really intense blizzard one, or in foggy weather, I believe the phony has a 21% encounter rate, or it might be a 20%. So it's slightly higher, you're slightly lower chance of finding an authentic, which is, you know, I would recommend not doing that. So we have our authentic, we know this is authentic. Once you have the authentic, obviously you're saved in front of it already, you just encounter it. And if you're hunting, fair warning, if you're hunting for authentic Sinistea here, make sure you have a Pokemon like Uxie. There's only a handful of Pokemon that can get a moveset like this. Uxie has Memento, Yawn, Imprison, and Stored Power. This is my setup for hunting Sinistea. I believe you can use Zorua or Zoroark, and then I think the Ralts line can get it too. I think those are the only Pokemon that can get both Imprison and Memento. You want to have Imprison and Memento, because Sinistea has Memento, and Imprison makes it so that the opponent can't use the same move your Pokemon has, which, you know, it's a fail waiting to happen when the Pokemon has Memento, so just keep that in mind. Memento, Imprison. My Uxie also has Yawn to make it go to sleep, and then Stored Power, which is an absurdly weak move, so that even if I attack this thing, it will not feint it, even if it's a crit. So that's my setup for hunting authentic Sinistea. Sinistea is pretty easy to catch on its own anyway, but I actually realized I didn't set up my team properly, so we're just gonna quickly cut here and get back to where we were before. Alright, we're back where we were at before. I have my team set up. The Sinistea is gonna run into me. It's the same authentic Sinistea we've seen before. No funny business here. I actually think I'm going to wait and show you, so you know what I'm talking about, that you can check if these things are authentic before catching them. If you please, I'm going to do that for shiny ones in case it's authentic, so I know what ball I want to check at it. So you're just going to wait here for it to do its idle animation, which, keep in mind, can take a while. So we're going to wait here. I'm going to cut until it actually does it, because not only does it have to do its idle animation, but the camera has to be facing it for you to tell. So that could take a while. We'll see how long it takes, but I'll cut here when it happens. Here we go. Look at that. Did you see that? It had that was really fast. Might not even have to cut, but it has the stamp underneath it, which means it's authentic. We know it's authentic now. We could have caught it, which is originally what I did to find out it was authentic. I didn't want to wait every time to see if it was gonna be authentic or not by the idle animation. But I have this Obstagoon I'm gonna swap to. I'm unsure if Memento counts. I believe Memento counts as knocking it out if it uses Memento. But hopefully it doesn't for the sake of this video, because I don't want to be testing. Okay, it's gonna Shadow Ball. That's good. We're gonna get hurt by the hail, which honestly isn't the most ideal situation to be in. We're just gonna Night Slash this thing. And KO it. Now, there is a 50% chance, roughly, that Authentic Sinistea spawns again. And we got another Sinistea. Add into the counter. This should be an Authentic Sinistea. Keep in mind, though, it may not be. It's not guaranteed. It's a pretty low chance that it's actually a phony Sinistea, but it can still happen, because if 50% are authentic, and then the other 50% could be literally anything else plus phony, I mean, the odds of getting a phony are pretty low, but we're gonna just assume this is authentic. I'm gonna check it just in case, because it did work last time. I want to make sure it works again. I think this is a phony Sinistea. Okay, well, apparently it didn't work this time. I guess the 50%, other 50% yielded me a phony. Yeah, this is a phony. Oh my gosh. Alright, so we're just gonna reset here. You shouldn't have to do this every time. I'm just doing it for the sake of checking to show that it actually works, which of course it's not working this time. It did work the first time for me. Take my word for it. I did get 2 authentics in a row, which is normally a 1 in 10,000 chance, so the odds of that happening on the first try is just astronomically low. So, we're going to try this one more time. We still know this one's the authentic. We're going to swap to Goon Squab, the shiny Obstagoon. It's going to Memento. Now, hopefully this works. I think that does count as feigning it. Hopefully it does. Let's see another Sinistea spawn in.
Bruh.
We did not get another Sinistea, so if you don't get another Sinistea, just reset as I've been doing. Alright, take number 3. So apparently I mean 50%, this could be likely. Like, you gotta keep in mind, I just haven't had a string yet, so
bruh.
I just ran from it. I am butchering this entire video so much right now. Alright. We gotta knock out the Sinistea. Gotta knock it out. Alright, so we knocked out the authentic again. Hopefully another Sinistea spawns. Alright, we got another Sinistea. We gotta check to see if this one's authentic, though. Odds are it is, but the last one wasn't, so who knows at this point. Okay, this one's a phony, too. I swear it worked on the first try. We must just be getting unlucky. I'm curious of what the spawn rate of everything else is, because if I've gotten 2 phonies so far, but 50% of it would be authentic, wouldn't, like, this not happen? I'm kind of alarmed by the amount of phonies I'm getting.
Bruh.
This is like 5 in a row without an authentic Sinistea. What is my luck? This happens every time. I swear, I'm like, this is super easy, and then I get the worst luck every tutorial video I make. This happened with the Dream Ball tutorial. I was like, it only took me like 10 tries the first time, and then it took me like 70 tries for the video, and it's like, okay, well now you can't even take my word for it. Alright. This thing better be authentic, because if it's not, I'm gonna question everything. It just did 2 angles of... Okay! We did it! It's an authentic. So I killed the authentic Sinistea, and an authentic immediately spawned, which in theory would be a 1 in 10,000 chance. Very unlikely. I guess technically it'd be a 1 in 100 because I already knew the first one was authentic and I saved in front of it. But we know this one's authentic too. And even though this took me like 5 tries, I think I just got really bad luck. I mean, it's a 50-50 chance roughly, assuming Anubis is accurate. So let's KO this one now. This is a new authentic. Again, oh, that didn't kill it. Okay, maybe I should stick to Night Slash and just use Lepa Berries. But we KO'd this one. That's our first, I guess, string. We wait for another one to spawn. And because... So we got a Cryogonal. Now, if you don't continue to get Sinestees, you reset. As I've been doing. But what you do, technically, I've been checking them just to prove that they're authentic. And I've been resetting over the phonies. Just KO the Sinestees that you see. Don't bother with checking them. Just KO them until something other than Sinistea spawns. Because odds are, it's an authentic Sinistea that you're KOing. So the more Sinistea encounters you get, the more authentic checks you'll get. We're going to try this one more time. We'll see if we can keep getting authentics. And the reason I lead with Uxie is because of the fact that if I were to lead with Obstagoon instead of Uxie and I encountered the authentic shiny Sinistea, I would have to first swap back into Uxie, and by then it could have used Memento on the first turn, and it's just way too risky. So we're going to Night Slash this one, because this should definitely kill it. Alright, so that was the one we already knew about. Next one's an Nidoran. We reset. Memento. I'm pretty sure this still counts. I really hope it still counts. Because you still get the EXP and everything, so that would count as knocking it out, right? We're getting a Cryogonal. What is my luck? Maybe it's not 50%. Maybe it's like 30 or something. That's still way better than what it was before. This is still a 5% assuming you get a Sinistea. A Sinistea has been spawned. Now, if this one is authentic, that would be more authentics than phonies that I've seen. So, we gotta check this one. It's an authentic! This worked! So I don't know how many times I've actually done this, but we have gotten more authentics than phony Sinestees doing this. This is insane. I am blown away by this. Shout out again to Anubis. I don't think it's 50%. It might be around 30%. I could test this more and figure out what my findings are. But we're going to knock this thing out. It's going to Memento. I am unsure if Memento counts, but hopefully it does. I have yet to see a Sinistea after it Mementos, so... No, so we didn't get one. So, you just go until Sinistea stops spawning. Even if they're phony, like, don't bother checking them every time like I am. That's just going to take absolutely forever. If it happens to be a phony Sinistea and you encounter it and KO it, then, okay, the odds of you getting another phony Sinistea are still pretty low. Well, not pretty low, but, like, you're not going to just constantly keep getting Sinestees. You'll get something else, and then you'll reset anyway, so it won't matter. But I'm gonna do this a few more times. We're going to see how many times I've actually done this, and I'll give you my result in the best percentage I can, hopefully. But yeah, this does work. This is the best way to get a shiny authentic Sinistea by far. I've literally seen 3 of them in like 30 minutes, and that's only because I've been checking them. I could be seeing a ton more if I just didn't check them and just kept killing all of them. So all you do is you go to the old cemetery, you find a Sinistea, you save before you encounter it, you encounter it, you catch it to check to see if it's phony or authentic. Then if it's authentic, you reset and then encounter it again and KO it. And odds are the next Sinistea that spawns will be unauthentic. And you can do this. Keep in mind, the encounter rate is still really, really slow. This is still a hard Pokemon to shiny hunt for. However, you will not phase 20 plus times for this thing as you would normally just encountering all the Sinesteas. So I'm definitely going to be doing this for my live streams. Make sure you follow me on Twitch. I'm going to be live streaming this hunt. We're going to try to get the shiny authentic Sinistea. We're going to see how many encounters we got. We already have 8,415. Obviously, I'm not including the one we're encountering the first time because we already know that this is an authentic Sinistea. And it's the same one every time. It will never be shiny. So, yeah, and I have my Twitch on the layout as well. So, follow me on Twitch. Shout out to Anubis one more time for figuring out that the KO method actually greatly increases your encounter rate and even works for authentic Sinesteas. Like, just give him all the support. I think this is huge for shiny hunting this thing. So, I think that's going to be it for this video. If you guys found it useful, hopefully I can edit it that it doesn't seem too long. This is like, I've been recording for 40 minutes, but like, I can cut a lot of that out, hopefully. I'm going to figure out how likely the authentic Sinistea is to spawn. I'll put it at the end. We got another Sinistea. I will check this one, but we're going to do that off camera. So thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, ring those notification bells, all that good stuff. Be sure to join the domination, and I will see you in the next video.